Okay, for those who doesn't know, I've just created this new segment which is called the Dysfunctional. It's talk about from my experience, what I've been reading with the research and philosophy talk regards to child who's being upbringing on via divorced family. So okay, so this today's topic is more about me, but and I'll discuss more about I cannot discuss more about the attachment because I've already made a long ass video about it. If you guys want to understand, click the link below because I made a video about it or not, whatever. Just type in four types of attachment, four types. Okay. Now, this goes back to instant gratification, what you want, right? And this comes from the attachment theory, right? Regardless if it's Bowlby's or Mary Main's, attachment. And it's all about talks about like when you're upbringing, right? How much did your family, parents, or primary carer attend to your need, respond to your need straight away, and how it actually impacts you as you get older for pair bonding or things like that. And now, like I said, I cannot talk about more about this. You guys can search it up in Google. It's a lot more complicated to understand. But what I can say is that I can tell you facts about divorce, single parenting. Regardless if you stay with your father or your mother, um, they tend you tend to be most likely to chuck in the age childcare a lot earlier. You will be spending less time with your parents because your parents, I can't say parents, your primary carer was out for work and look for work, right? Which is normal. It's because it's survival. You only got one breadwinner to sustain this family unit, right? So you're spending less time, right? And to engage in this sort of spending less time, and you don't know, you're being chucked in the childcare a lot earlier, or you go to primary school, and you go after school care, and you're not there with your parents, right? You're mainly there because of what your divorced parents did what they can, right? So you have that. Whether they have government incentive or welfare behind, that's whatever. What's the topic? So you have that, right? Now, when you live in that sort of environment, whether you're in childcare or primary school, you act to behave, and whenever what you wanted for needs, it's usually less likely to be responded, where a teacher's or carer has to look after 20, 30 kids, right? So your care, they usually attend to the situation is the lot worse situation, perhaps maybe pooing or crying or fighting. Or not crying, but more like the ones that attend to the needs first instead of you, because the ratio of one carer or one teacher to a student, it's enormous, outracial, right? So one teacher has to look after all your peers. So it creates a lot of inconsistently care and nurtured at a very young age in childhood, and your parents still be working nonstop. Now, of course, we live in today's society where you say to me, "Hey, man, there's two breadwinners in the household." Now, I can't blame them because they get to choose what they choose. But in the divorced parents, they cannot choose their life. They have to work to put food on the table, right? When you have two breadwinners and they want to live a luxury lifestyle or live in a luxury area or whatever it is, they cannot make sacrifice or needs, and they're forced two breadwinners to go out and work. I cannot blame them, but that's their choice to raise their children. But I'm specifically talking about those who are divorced. They don't have a choice. They are forced to, right? So when you're forced to into that sort of behavior, the child upbringing attachment, it gets really, really messed up. And later on, that's when you get to see, statistically has shown that divorced child. Okay, gotta pick up a mate in 15 minutes. Tend to be a lot more, a high chance to be underperform in comparison intact families in all spectrums, like where kids are more likely to engage in drugs and alcohol, gambling addiction, mental health, um, being a high school dropout, or ADHD, or all sorts of forms. It's a lot higher chances, right? Increased, right? But as they get older, the attachment gets even, it doesn't stop there because they won't attend to the needs or the nurture. It wasn't there for them. And when they get engaged in relationship, depending on the four types of relationship, right? Now, they can be the anxious, what was it? The anxious one, and there's another one. Gosh, should have done this a lot earlier. I'll just YouTube it now. Oh no, four types of attachment. Okay, and you got the avoidance, right? So anxious and avoidance, right? So there's two types of avoidance, right? I only know one of them is that those who doesn't being fetched for any care or nurture will tend to, even when they engage in a relationship or things like that, they don't like people to be too close or too needy or show some affection. They'll push them away. The other one is, this is a lucky one, where if they get responded right during the care, is usually is the anxious one. So they could, as their child, they have to scream or yell just to grab the carer or primary carer, what was the word? Attention, just to seek attention, to probably just rock the baby or hold the baby up or feed the baby on time and everything. That group of people, when they grow older, when they get a relationship, they tend to be very, very sticky. So, which means they tend to be very lingering in the relationship, regardless if it's good or bad, and as well as, what was the word for it? Feel safe in engaging in sexual bonding and forget about everything what they have in a secure intact babies or intact children or adults. When they grow older, are going to get to a relationship, um, they're not like that, or they assume or anything like that. So what I'm trying to say is that there's attachment problems when a dysfunctional family uh, exists within the family unit, and how it creates the nature and nurture environment, which is debatable on that. And I'm not going to talk about my experience because it's 8 minutes already.